Construction and launch of the Stratford City Linkbridge for the 2012 Olympic Games. The temporary trestles and platforms are erected in the main assembly area and at the Station Avenue position. Stage 1 of the bridge deck is then constructed, comprising 6 main girders and 23 cross girders of various types. Once the positions of the girders are surveyed, welding can proceed. Security checks are regularly carried out on the structure to ensure that no suspect packages have been planted prior to each void being sealed. The tail frame is fitted to the rear of Stage 1 and is the part of the structure to which the pulling cables are fixed for each of the launches. The temporary nose frame is welded in place. This will remain in place until the bridge is in its final position. When the main joints have been welded, the many small infill plates have to be positioned and welded in place. These comprise external cladding plates and anti-bird plates to the bottom of the girders to prevent birds roosting. Brackets are erected on the south face of the permanent concrete pier adjacent to the assembly area. These support the beam, which in turn carries the strand jacks which generate the pulling force to cause the bridge to move along its designated launch curve. Jacking equipment is then placed on the temporary trestles. These raise the bridge from its current seating position by approximately 50 mm. Each jack has an approximately 2 metre by 1 metre top surface covered with a thick Teflon pad, which allows the bridge to slide during the launch process. Prior to the actual launch itself, the permanent formwork decking is laid. Initially, a 2 metre test slide is carried out to try out the equipment. Having carried out the test slide with no problems, the main launch proceeds with the railway lines closed to all traffic. At the end of the launch, the bridge is lowered onto temporary seating and side restraints fitted. These are to protect against inclement weather and also to hold the bridge in position while Stage 2 of the bridge deck is fixed to the first section. The tail frame is removed from the end of Stage 1 and stored ready for being attached to the end of Stage 2. Stage 2 is then constructed following the same basic procedures as Stage 1. The tail frame is now connected to the end of Stage 2 and the deck is laid. During the construction of Stage 2, the permanent concrete centre pier has been built and the temporary steel around the pier erected. Launch 2 then proceeds as previous, and on its completion the bridge is lowered onto temporary seating and made storm safe. The tail frame is again removed and the construction of Stage 3 gets underway. The tail frame is replaced for the last time. Once more, during the construction of Stage 3, work has been progressing to build the one remaining permanent concrete pier. Once complete, the temporary steel required to receive the bridge at this final location is positioned. Launch 3 progresses as previous and again is completed without any problems. The bridge deck is then lowered into its final position. The tail frame is removed for the final time and the nose frame is shortened to leave just enough to support the bridge until the permanent bearings can be installed. The temporary trestles in the assembly area are at this point dismantled and removed from the site. The bridge is surveyed once more and the 6 permanent bearing plates are then welded in position. The nose frame is now removed and the permanent end plates welded in position at both ends of the bridge. The remaining temporary support steel can now be removed from Station Avenue and from the centre and south piers. The steelwork contractor for the Stratford City Linkbridge was Watson Steel.